I like it as natural as
it's not all set up.
I don't even know what they sing. What's the music that they even...
Who, the Teletubby?
No, these motherfuckers. Well, he does look like a Teletubby, though.
He does look like a Teletubby.
Max Rebo and the band. You know, I always used to put this microphone in front of him like he sang. It's not his. It's his for blowing in the...
Well, they went cheap. He should have had a microphone.
But he doesn't really do anything. I don't think he sings or anything.
Yeah. He's like... He's Billy something. Joel of the galaxy.
Yeah, he's the piano man.
One of the things I don't know if people will notice with this is there's 2-color microphones. That's actually correct.
So what's correct, honestly, is you're right. The microphones are usually the same color, and whatever the color of the microphone is, the flute is the opposite. I just learned this. I actually didn't know this. I knew there were 2 colors.
Then this is incorrect.
This is incorrect. If you have silver microphones, you need a black flute. If you have black microphones, you need a silver flute.
And I want to be on the record that I don't believe that. I believe that may be what the collector community says. I have a distinct feeling that whatever was in the tub in Hong Kong
when they were putting it together,
they were putting the shit together, it went into the.
You'll get us black.
I agree with Frank because that's exactly what they did with My Little Pony Stop, and it's all happening.
Yeah.
And what we've come to think of is that there was some huge science to this. No, there was 10,000 of these in a tub next to a 14-year-old who was sweating in Hong Kong.
Okay, so what happens now is all of the modern collectors
need to define it.
They always look, especially Star Wars people, they look for the things.
Yes.
So they've probably looked at every Min in Box example
and then
to
one
see.
will pop up. Right.
But there hasn't been one yet of all the same color.
I can't say that. I would suggest that you and I don't know enough about Star Wars.
I don't. All I know is what the internet tells me. I'm like fake news. The Russians might have made this up.
There might be a whole Ruski set. I mean, he might be singing Nosferatu.
Yeah. What's the Russian guy sing? No. Chololo.
Come to the Chololo at the country.
The Chololo band.
Oh my God! Why?
You got.
We also got some droids and Ewoks.
Look at the hairdo on this guy. We need to talk about this for a second. Look at this Waterworld hairdo.
These just walked in. That's these are droids. Walked in. A lot of good stuff actually just came in.
There
with
was some
droids
comics.
Figures.
There was some commons in there.
I love Jan's hair.
Yeah.
99. That's 17. I think the most common in here is the Tebow, but whatever.
Yeah, we want to point out too. These walked in, but they didn't come from like a guy who bought them when they were new. They came from a collector. So there was somebody who kind of knew.
Yeah, of course.
You know, they started to get into Star Wars, and then they watched the new movie and got out of Star Wars. And that's kind of a fact. They just weren't digging the movie, and
he's decided that he's done with Star Wars.
Right.
Like a couple other friends have done too.
A bunch of our friends. Yeah, it's not. I was being really serious, but some of these we don't get in a lot. We don't get a lot of droids in. Unfortunately, 2 of the big hammers are missing. But this being in there was odd.
Yeah, it's rare to see them with look at the legs and arms on that guy.
EV-99. He is famous for breaking. So what else came in?
Well,
there's another Star Wars piece that came in.
The same guy had some stuff, and he brought some stuff. And you want to go with that next?
Yeah, because that's actually the title. It's the title of this video. Speaking of which, hold on. Today is Friday, and this is Fridays with Andrew, except there's no Andrew here
Andrew
today.
had something personal.
Andrew had some family stuff. We wish he was here with us, but unfortunately he's not. So it's in spirit. It's still named Fridays with Andrew. And
we're going to do it. Let's the twist, Justin.
I could be the Andrew of the situation here.
I don't think so.
No, I could, You're
going to identify as Andrew?
There's this great new Sweet Tooth comic you guys should read. It's by the guy who drew Nancy Drew #7. And there are Power Rangers.
Tell me about the Power Rangers. Yes.
Power Rangers.
Did you see that there's Power Rangers lingerie now? I thought of Andrew immediately.
Actually, I thought of Emily.
I bought Brenda the pink ones already. Yes. Made my day, man.
Andrew, we love you. We wish you were here.
We wish you were here, Andrew.
We wish you were here.
We understand.
We do. And so this came in. We had a big week with buying, so it means we're broke.
But if you bring something in, we'll still be able to buy it.
We'll still be able to buy it. Yeah.
We always manage to make it work.
We unfortunately, Penelope, not unfortunately, but I guess unfortunately, a collector came in and purchased one of our favorite pieces. And why don't we talk about that for a minute? Because that kind of hurt. We are collectors at heart.
Yeah.
From an emotional standpoint. I felt sad to see Vader go.
Our DT Vader
Yeah.
graded went. We bought it from someone that we all consider a good friend, really with the intent to never sell it. It went to somebody who we consider a new friend who wanted to add it to his collection.
A serious collector.
Serious collector.
Yep.
It was no with a serious offer. He made a serious offer.
Yeah, of course.
You know.
Well, we wouldn't have went without being serious. So we'll eventually get that one. Unfortunately, had no inner, and if we're ever going to get another one, we're going to go higher. We're going to go with an inner if we can.
Yeah, I hope we can get there.
Yes, the next one we'll have an inner. It will be complete.
So that being said, our mentality is we just sold a great piece. Let's go buy some more great pieces.
Yep.
And a bunch of stuff walked in. I mean, Penelope went on a
Bring it up.
Wait, Penelope, let's zip real quick. Penelope went on a great art run yesterday. Why don't you tell us a little about that? Because this is a preview. Why don't you preview what's going to be coming up?
So yesterday I was lucky enough, because of my friend Mark Belomo, the guy who writes all those awesome books, and his friend Brian, who you guys may have seen the Plastic Galaxy documentary on, I think, Amazon, Hulu.
It's good.
He worked on that. It was great documentary. He's doing a documentary right now called Eye of the Beholder, The Art of Dungeons and Dragons. And he was at the IX Arts Festival yesterday in Reading, Pennsylvania, showing off his documentary it's only the second time it's ever been seen by a real audience. And Larry Elmore and Jeff Easley were there, who are both two of what I would consider the four fathers of modern, fantasy art. And we're not talking Frazetta or Boris. We're talking, the D&D style guys. Two of the four.
Now, whatever. Do you want to talk about this? Like, do you want to get deeper?
Yeah, we'll get deeper into it when we do.
Okay,
I want to do a whole D&D.
So that's what we wanted to talk about early on in the set.
That's what I was doing yesterday. I was meeting two of the best artists that are.
Look at our page. She actually took some pictures and
we're going to do a whole episode with
about D&D.
I have a lot to talk about.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, we've been planning on doing a D&D episode for a while.
This would have been a good impetus.
D&D's something we all love. The Gauntlet game was one of my favorites growing up, and the cartoon.
Yeah,
the
cartoon was awesome.
Was really
which they never did toys for.
No,
they did some of the PVCs.
No, they did the LJNs, but they weren't the cartoon characters.
No, they never did.
They never did those characters.
No, but Tiamat was sort of the one.
Yes, the only thing.
And of course,
Warduke too. Warduke was in both.
Yeah.
I think Warduke was in the cartoon. One episode.
Right. What a great cartoon.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to do a preview. That was a preview. We're looking for it next week, maybe.
Absolutely.
We'll have it all ready.
It's something we've been wanting to talk about, but now I have a good excuse because I have all this new swag and
so we can't wait. But okay, this came in, and we bought that, and that's all priced. And it's for sale.
It's not on hold.
It's not on hold.
We're not processing it. It is processed.
And we had this come in.
I'm gonna move my coffee cup.
All right, what is this here?
All right. Well, Justin, this is, to anyone who doesn't know. Man, look at the artwork. Before they knew who was gonna be. I'm thinking Ben's dual color scheme going on.
Yeah, that nowhere does Ben look like that.
Kind of like a hoodie thing. Yeah. This was, for anybody who doesn't know, Star Wars came out in 1977.
Yep.
And, long story short, there was not a damn thing with Star Wars other than bubblegum machine knockoff TIE fighters when I was a kid. What you did was you trotted down to your local Sears and Roebuck or KB or whatever, and there was the Christmas of 1977. You got an early bird certificate package.
That's it.
Which, let's be honest, to a child, sucked.
They gave you a piece of cardboard. You know how many kids that Christmas morning opened a piece of cardboard and were like, "Where's my figures?" And the parents were like, "They'll be here soon."
In February, if not June of that year.
They'll be here soon. Famous story of Frank. He had a friend that got him before he did, and he was playing with him.
I got to tell you why.
And then Frank stole the kid C-3PO.
I traded
and tried to replace it with a tinfoil covered Fisher Price person.
You're misquoting Frank.
I am telling my version of the story.
Yeah, my neighbor had a dad who was in the military, and he got C-3PO about 6 months ahead of anybody.
John Storm interested. Well, John, wait, we're not done revealing. It's not just the.
Yeah, we've got a bunch to say. Yep. Okay, so this came in from an original owner. It was the reason it was never sent because apparently two were purchased. This one's opened, but and we're going to go into it and show you how it was opened. Had it been sealed, it would have been triple what the current market value is. We'll show the back because I don't know if we.
So this is what you bought off the shelf.
You bought this off the shelf.
Yeah, I think we have one in the case right now. There's one over there.
Do we? We do. I didn't know.
Yeah, I don't think it's the full. I think it's just the background.
The background.
Yeah.
So you bought this. You sent away, and you got these 4 figures.
These are the first 4 figures you ever got from Star Wars.
And you got a
before
display
they ever hit
stand.
the shelves. Yep.
So Christmas of '77, you went woo.
I got cardboard.
That stand is awesome.
Yeah, but you imagine the letdown thinking there was figures in here.
We have the stand. That's what we don't have we don't have the envelope or the early bird. We have the stand over there. Yes.
Hopefully there was some other toys under the tree and not just.
So there's some Micronauts that nobody gives a shit about.
Yeah.
At that point, yeah. There were some Fisher Price adventure people
that you tried right.
Buck Rogers,
Star Trek guys. There.
Yes.
That's what my sister got that Christmas. She got this. And she got She got Spock, I think, and a Kirk 3 3/4 figure.
Let's see here.
The Spock was never the same because when she got Star Wars, Spock was always like the bad guy.
What are these? Are these
exactly? Yeah.
Stickers?
Yes, we're gonna go in there and check it out.
It's all in there.
Yeah, man.
Oh, dude,
you bought it.
Yeah, you did. You brokered it, man. I don't know what's in there. Can I just be the excited audience here and pretend I'm like,
So
all right,
it's cool that they sliced the bottom, and it's technically like a sealed thing, but the bottom is cut.
Yeah, and you know what I think what that shows is because they had the second one and they sent away for the figures that they, I guess curiosity killed the cat.
They should have just left this.
Oh, if they would have just left it. Well, I don't know that we would have been able to afford it, man. Okay, so the thing is, because they had another one, this one is
minty. Unpunched.
Unused.
So this is what would turn into the stand. And then you put the plastic things here in these holes. You punch these out. And the plastic things and their feet stick to it. But this is unfreaking used.
And you got a card of one of my favorite characters. That's the real Han Solo, not the fake guy in the new movie.
What new movie?
You got a Space Club card.
Yeah.
Where you certified.
I'm still certified member of the Space Club.
Yeah, me too.
You're certifiable.
And I don't know what this is. And then you got another card.
Okay, so all these cards clipped off.
Yeah, you can see the line.
I guarantee, I haven't looked them up, but I guarantee these are worth something. Just the cards themselves.
We know, they definitely are. This has never been folded.
Here, turn this sideways.
Because you were supposed to fold it in.
So it stood up, yeah.
It's pristine. Doesn't get much better than this.
No, dude, that's beautiful.
Dude, to talk some more about art, look at this art on here.
Yeah.
It's watercolor.
No appreciation of the illustrator at this time either. They were,
nobody cared about artists back then.
Such a shame because it truly is. This pop art has now become our Picasso's.
Well, this is
what would we pay for the original art?
Oh my God!
I mean,
this is the first Star Wars action figure toy you could ever buy.
Yes. Yeah, unless you were in Hong Kong.
Were the 12 inches out before this?
No, not for another year. So this one's, because there was 2, never bent, never used, never punched. You find them punched more than times than not. How could you not as a kid?
Luke Skywalker signed this.
Yes, he did.
Wow.
Yeah.
How about that?
Bobby Johnson. He worked at Kenner.
Hey, Bob, you have nice handwriting. Sign this. All right, so those are the stickers?
Those are the stickers. Unused. Wow. And the original, that is the first Kenner booklet. Yeah.
I have never even
Which honestly, in this good a shape, I've seen these sell for $20, $30.
If not more, yeah. So
this is huge.
Yeah, to have the original stickers is crazy, huh?
Wow. I've never even seen these anywhere.
I want to kind of keep this.
Yeah. I know, right? It may end up in the not for sale pile.
In the museum aspect of the store.
Maybe end up in the... So I'm going to take my time and put it back. Now, Justin, tell them what happened when you bought this and you opened it and you took that coupon out and you sent it in.
So you sent it in and waited and asked Mom every morning, where are my Star Wars figures? And you ran to the mailbox like Ralphie, reading about his Ovaltine.
Over and over and over. Yeah. And then you forgot about it.
And then Star Wars passed and you went and watched other movies. Jaws. I don't know.
Whatever. Yeah. You just went and
then one magical morning, a box came in the mail.
Which was about this big and white. which was nothing much to
Cardboard,
look at.
yeah, just a white blank card. Didn't say Star Wars on it or anything.
No, it did. And inside that box
was this tray.
With ours has a couple cracks on it, unfortunately.
It's blow molded plastic, man. It's,
from the 70s.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Are these sealed baggies?
Well, what's funny is everybody...
So these are the pins for the stand.
Those are the pins for...
These are the things you put through. It's a sealed bag of pins for the stand. And they actually continued using these pins on different Star Wars things. Yeah, any of the cardboard playsets had these.
Right, that's
the cantina.
Like if you put some stuff in there, it'll turn purple. That's the real deal.
That in that baggie is probably worth more than if that were full of like crack in that baggie.
Maybe. It depends.
It's close.
Its weight in gold,
it's plastic crack.
Yeah.
This for some reason the original owner decided to play with Luke again because he got 2 of them. So that was opened, but
God knows he lost one.
Let's focus in on Chewie is taped, made in correct bag, made in Hong Kong, never opened.
Wow.
He came with a different saber.
Gun.
It can be a light green or it can be a dark. The darker
bluish.
one's a little bit more common.
Yeah.
Than the.
I've seen the green before.
Yeah, it's not rare by any stretch of the imagination. Leia.
Look how white.
Original tape. Now, one of the things, guys, when you're looking at this stuff, you see the dirt there. That's a good thing because it lets you know that tape over the years
has just been sitting.
It's just been sitting there, in somebody's attic or something. She's beautiful. Her gun sells for what, $60 these days?
Yeah, $50, $60
bucks. And R2 is gorgeous. He's the first issue R2, the correct R2. He's beautiful.
Look how white his
He's white. Is. His tape, unfortunately, came. It's there. It just popped.
Tape dries.
Dries.
It happens. Now, the fact that they're still sealed is insane.
This Luke was in here.
Guy probably displayed him or something. He doesn't look very played with.
He doesn't. The saber. There's something interesting about that saber, though, Justin. Because these were early first production stuff. The original sabers were not the older sabers. We actually have a regular saber, but this saber does something special.
Frank, don't sneeze.
I know. This is turned color, I guess. Just sitting there over the years.
Plastic happens.
Looks beautiful. Correct Hong Kong markings on the back. COO. Not much to say. Double telescoping Luke in the tray.
So, to people who don't really know Star Wars, this is basically the same mold as every Luke that was made from 78 to 85, or however long they made these Lukes. There's a couple, variations, like different color hair here and there. But what's really special about this figure is not the figure itself. It's that lightsaber. Everybody thinks, I had that lightsaber, but you don't realize the lightsaber always came out of the arm. But then this lightsaber has another piece that's inside of this hollow one that extends out. And it's the tiniest piece of plastic you ever saw in your life. This is the one most people see.
This is the common.
Yep. It still has a little tip on it, but it doesn't extend out from that lightsaber. It's just the tip of the lightsaber. This one slides back in and comes out of that lightsaber. And that's why it's called double telescoping. It telescopes out of his arm once. When this one telescopes out of his arm and then telescopes out of itself. And it was so easy to break and they didn't last. I know.
Man. I mean, I don't know how they survived.
I have no idea how that piece of plastic survived. So they were so easy to break that they stopped doing it this way. And only the earliest Lukes.
Vaders and
Bens are DTs. And that's what we mean when we say DT.
The earliest of the early.
That's just that's a pinnacle of collecting Luke Skywalkers for sure.
Now,
Star Wars toys.
We didn't really discuss it, but this is going to be in our case and it will be for sale.
Sure. Put a price on it.
Unfortunately.
I know. Well, you can't hold on to everything.
No.
Wait, you can't?
Not with the stuff we've been buying.
So
it's pretty nice, man. Pretty nice.
Beautiful tag for the collection.
Dude, look how clean.
I had one of these years ago. It's a toy store. This one's nicer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nicer.
Sealed bags is huge.
Yeah.
I mean, you could send them to get graded individually, the figures.
If I'm a collector, man, I would just... You know what? I'm going to pull...
Put that back in.
You want me to pull that up, Just? Or?
You do whatever you want. I don't want to touch it, so you have fun.
Don't.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
don't.
This little tip.
DT. This tiny tip. Just the tip, Luke.
Ah, bae.
All right. So
See how that going up? So the whole thing went up into his arm, then the little piece went up into there. And that is early bird. That's an early bird.
that's an early bird. We can't tell you how many times we get a call. Oh, I have the rare DT Luke.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. So that's that, right, man?
Yeah. Wow. Marie Rowe is watching. Cool. Weird. All right, what else we get in?
Well,
let's segue.
Let's segue into it. Because it's Andrew's Day, we always talk about comics. Unfortunately, not a one of us here know anything about modern. Up to maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
We're not really up on.
Kitty Pryde's more popular than the White Queen.
So says you.
Now, new comics.
Yeah. About over the summer in June, July, it was really hot. We got a call. And we went over to a collection. We called it the Basement Collection. Had one of those 4-foot basements.
Yeah.
It was awful, guys.
Put it this way. Frank and I, who are both about 5'9",
If on a good day,
were able to stand up almost straight. It came to about here, so it was just a little squat, and it was one of those basements that looked like
you tortured people.
you know.
Is this the nice people that I went
Yeah.
to?
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, the guy who was selling us was this. He was the height of. If you've ever seen Mick Fleetwood,
Yeah,
from Fleetwood Mac
yeah,
standing there,
yeah.
he was Mick Fleetwood, man.
In this
He was
basement.
6'7".
Yeah.
So poor guy had to hunch, and we're going through the tubs, and there were I think we counted between 120 and 130 tubs and boxes.
130 tubs and boxes.
We're still processing it. If you've seen we've had some cool stuff come out, but we haven't really pulled it. We got some Jurassic Park, a lot of 90s though too.
Yeah, he was a dealer, him and his wife, who did shows at the height of the 90s, pre-comic dump, dead zone time, and basically one day they tried eBay, and they stopped.
A lot of Star Trek, a lot of
Playmate
90s
Star
Star
Trek,
Wars,
Toy Biz stuff, all the stuff you
but
find.
fun stuff. Batman animated.
A great collection of Batman anime we haven't even gotten to yet.
Yep.
But one of the bonuses to the collection was he had about 25 boxes of comics. They were on the bottom. They were piled up. I looked for 2 minutes. It was 90 stuff. How many Spawn #1s can we get you?
Yeah.
And basically, it wasn't anything that Justin or Penelope and I really took much interest in. Well, we finally got to go through the comics.
And when we buy a big collection, sometimes but when the deal's getting done, we don't get a chance to look at every single piece of minutia. You can't do that. So you get an idea you of the boxes. Then the fun is after the deal is done and everybody's happy.
Hopefully we find some cool orders.
Going through the stuff and seeing what you actually did get.
Right. And the other day, Justin and I went out to the back room and we started going through some of them comics. And these are some of the highlights of a collection that we thought basically was not worthy. Apparently, this guy bought some.
Wasn't
cool
worthy
stuff.
of like talking on a video here.
Yeah,
we just thought it was going to be meat and potatoes.
Just going to be meat and potatoes.
But there's fun books in there.
There is.
And I don't know if you guys realize this. Farpoint Toys and Comics is on a comic kick right now. Like we are going hard. Our comic room has expanded, and we are so proud of it. We have a case over there.
Maybe next week
we'll talk about that. See those books? Those are stacks of Silver Age comic books.
We're hoping someday they reach above the shelf.
Well, they will. When we opened, we really didn't think we were going to do many comics.
We didn't expect people to bring us comics
as much as they are.
Yeah.
But believe it or not, there seems to be a market.
Word got out, I think, that we're not afraid to spend money. I think that's what it is. You know what I mean? We pay fair. No one is ever left unhappy. And I think that's gotten around.
And let's be honest. I mean, we had a Grand Slam, our third or fourth week in. A guy walked in with a Hulk 1.
Yeah.
Off the street from a local book. And that kind of got Justin. Penelope's always appreciated comics, I think.
And then we got that original art.
Yeah. And between the original art and the Hulk 1, the Joe guy has now become the Wolverine guy. Anybody got any 181?
Yeah, I'll take John.
He's jonesing for a 181.
I need that 181, man.
There's two books that Justin's hot for that we haven't had walk in. A 181, and what's the other one, Justin?
Spider-Man 129.
Yeah, which is his favorite character growing up.
Yeah.
So if you've got either book, come on down.
We'll pay you right.
We will pay you right.
Or
And
for
fair.
any original Dungeons and Dragons art.
Oh yeah,
We'll take that too.
If you have any D&D art laying around that living room, just grab
You
it.
never know.
So, I guess we'll go over some of the books that were in the 90s collection.
No, we didn't. Listen, we didn't pre-set this up. We're not going to get an amazing fantasy in here. We didn't like set this box up to look cool.
This
is us having fun.
This
to be
is
honest
what
with
we
you,
pulled out that we were like oohs and ahs because
Yeah.
we thought it was going to be all Damage Inc.
yeah, we thought it was going to be all Dark Horse and
Valiant
Image.
and Valiant.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you, this little bit
Is it?
Yeah, there's
out of 10 long boxes.
10 long boxes is filled with Valiant,
and this is it.
So we're going to give you what we think is kind of cool. Probably one of the better books. All of them are the better books in the collection, so I'm not going to keep saying that. Teen Titans #1 and Teen Titans #2.
Teen Titan.
Just nice #1, nice #2. They'll be for sale in the store in a couple of weeks.
These are still we're still
We're gonna price
processing.
them
We got
any
to,
day
you
now.
know,
Yeah, we just
any
gotta
any
get-
day.
any day.
And it was that Kid Flash. He was
Yeah.
a Teen Titan.
Yeah, original Teen Titan. Him, Aqualad, Wonder Girl, and
Beast Boy.
Robin.
Is that Beast Boy?
No, I think that's a bad guy in there. I never read the issue.
Oh.
What's the Green Arrow? His sidekick wasn't a Teen
Speedy.
Titan? Speedy. He wasn't.
Yeah.
No, he was already on heroin at the time.
No, that was 10 years, decade later. But anyway, he wasn't an original member that I
Okay.
recall. I'm not.
No, I don't
I'm
know.
not big on this. Is
Yeah.
I wasn't. And then we're gonna zip through. We got some early Justice League here. You know what? We'll do it this
There
way.
you
Some
go.
early Justice League 45 and 41. All these books are 40 and 50 years old. They're going to be priced right. We got some Brave and the Bold, Batman and Flash, if you're a kid.
It's a cool cover is what that is.
It is. Dial H for Hero, which was a pretty cool concept, but the book sucked. Lois Lane, why?
Because she's Superman's girlfriend, Frank. Some of us care about
nobody
stuff
cared.
like
Another Lois Lane. Now, this was in there with that 90s stuff. We have had this before. It is Mazzucchelli's first issue of Batman Year 1, which is the continuation of the Miller run. That's
the second issue.
Oh,
It's
part 2.
part
I'm
two.
sorry. Yeah, great storyline. We might have all 4.
Did they never finish the Mazzucchelli ones? Is that the one they never
It's
finished?
only 1 to 4. Yeah, no, that was the All-Star you're thinking.
Oh,
Look at
okay.
that cover.
Look at that cover.
Yeah,
man.
that's cool,
I
man.
love that.
Batman's wearing kind of combat boots. It was that 90s vibe going on. Last issue of the greatest comic book ever done, Frank Miller, Dark Knight. It's going to be here.
Another one.
Of
Oh my God.
Another one.
How many of these things?
I didn't even realize that was in there. Wait,
Smile.
feel that. Is that raised?
Of course. It's the
Okay,
first
just
print.
making sure. We do our greens and our raised.
Smile. The Joker wants you,
We just sold one of them yesterday to our good friends at Comic Trips.
which we're going to talk about at the end.
I guess we're going to.
We would
I
charge
guess
them
we can replace that one. We could have charged less.
less
So
if we knew we had one in there. Killing Joke, arguably one of the greatest stories of the era. Brian Bollard art, first print. Tough book. I think they've reprinted it over 20 plus
They
times.
have.
Alan
I
Moore.
think they're at like 23 or
Yeah,
something.
which is great.
highly.
Is it me or did Alan Moore and Frank Miller just rule the 80s, man?
Yeah, man. They started to treat comics like a media that was, it wasn't for 14-year-olds.
I'm gonna take this orange dot off. I don't want to confuse anybody.
Yeah.
We're not going to be putting it out.
Listen, these are no big deal, no big money books. I pulled them just kind of out of a tribute. Jack Kirby at the end of his career with DC, mediocre at best, but man, Jack is
But
Jack.
it's still Kirby.
It's Kirby. It's still Kirby. So we're gonna throw them in.
It's Wolverine 1.
We got a Wolverine 1, which is I don't think we have
that's-
one right now.
So we had a CGC one that we got in a trade from
Oh,
our
yeah,
friend
we
Brandon.
sold it, though.
But I believe we
And
sold
it went.
Yeah.
Here's what's really cool. 1, 2, and 3.
Cool.
So you got the first story arc.
Of the non miniseries,
Of
of
the
the ongoing.
Of the ongoing.
Yeah.
That's a higher dollar book.
Depending on grade, yeah, it's
Decent
a nice
grade.
book.
Yeah, this one's upper mid grade VF ish. That means they're affordable and they're going to be here.
Yeah.
We'll get to these
We
pretty
have
soon.
a huge back issue section for Wolverine.
Yeah, we do.
Is that the Miller?
That's the Miller miniseries. It's funny. He doesn't have
1 or 2.
1, 2, or 4. It's
a great cover.
just one of the greats, man.
Yeah.
Not
We do have that set over there.
We do have the whole set over
Yeah.
there. This issue is number 10 of the ongoing series. 1, 2, 3, and then 10. And the reason that this was pulled is I believe it's their first meeting.
Oh, the first time Sabretooth and him fight? Yeah, because I didn't know this. I'm not a comic guy. I did learn it. Sabretooth's first appearance wasn't in a Wolverine book. And I know Sabretooth because of Wolverine.
Right.
And in the X-Men cartoon.
It was in Iron Fist 14.
Wow. So
yeah, John Byrne, a guy named John Byrne did that issue.
His X-Men run. Burns.
His X-Men, Burns, and FF run.
Yeah.
Okay, this is one of my brother's favorite issues. It's from the 80s. It's by that guy Miller again. It is just classic Frank Miller. It'll be in our Daredevil back issue box. Not a high dollar book. Same thing. I'm going to say the same thing. This is all Miller.
So the Miller Daredevil is like the...
It's fine wine, man.
Yeah.
It's just fine wine, dude. It's the first Zeppelin album. It's the first Sabbath album.
Is it like the Simonson Thor? Like there's specific names that go with these books?
Miller Daredevil is the definitive character. Actually, anybody watching the Netflix series, that series, all of those are very heavily influenced by Frank Miller's Hell's Kitchen, all of that stuff. Well, not his original ideas. He built onto them.
Cool.
And made them
How striking is that? It's just so... It's just,
simply beautiful.
It reminds me of that first Vision cover. It's just monochrome.
But it's beautiful.
Red. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. And
I love that.
The pain there, you can just feel it. A classic Kirby FF, number 53. I think Black Panther's in it, so that book's got a little juice. I think it may be Panther's second appearance.
Oh,
this guy paid $25 for it. So
that in the 90s
or whenever maybe even 80s. This is the life of with this character's hot.
Yeah,
anything Captain Marvel right now, anything Thanos. That's why we pulled this. The cool part was, and this will be priced right, is it's a reprint of the Starlin classics. Who's that guy? Creeping around the corner.
Iron Man? Oh, Thanos. Look at that. Cool. I didn't see his big head there.
Yeah, another Thanos. These
awesome.
That's the complete set. And
Jim Starlin?
Starlin classic, arguably one of the most underrated series until recently. Heavily influenced the new movies. And if you want to read some good stuff cheap, that's the series, man. They upgraded the paper. And then we're gonna go through. We have this whole run.
Yeah.
But these are just extras that were in there. Look at that cover, man. The Infinity Gauntlet.
Is that Death? Who is that?
I haven't read this for 25 years.
Oh.
It's either Gamora. I think it's Gamora, to be honest with you. I think it's Thanos' daughter.
Yeah, I know.
Goodbye, little one.
Wow, that's awesome.
Give me an impression on that, man. This is so awesome when he do anything.
I'll watch the sunrise over a Grateful Universe.
Yes. 12 of those, I think, too.
Spawn 1 is on sale this week.
No, it's buy a current one, get a pre-spawn.
Yeah. Come in and talk D&D. And
what do we have more?
We'll give you one.
What do we have more of? Spawn 1s or Spidey's 361s?
361, which is not a bad thing.
No, it's not a bad thing to
have. Again, we pulled these Surfer book 90s. A lot of Thanos appearances are just hot.
It's Nebula, I think.
Oh, somebody said
they think it's Nebula. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So anything Thanos is good right now.
Anything Thanos right now is hot. Yeah. My grandson is 7. He's loved Disney cars. This year, he asked if Papa could send him a Thanos costume.
Wow, dude, look at that. I wonder if
Surfer's showing up.
Yeah, man, they got this property back, dude.
That's
imagine in the movie if Surfer shows up.
Well, that would be insane. And Galactus. Yeah. Look at that cover.
Awesome. I watched the sunrise on a Grateful Universe.
Read this.
The boys are back. Who's that behind him?
That is Mephisto,
okay.
Lord of the Underworld.
Yeah.
Maybe on par with Thanos.
He's more of a Ghost Rider-y kind of
Silver Surfer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. His first appearance is Silver Surfer 3, which we have.
All right.
It's sitting in the case
I'm learning
there. Again, man, all these surfers are just
another sad cover. Penelope, look at that. Dude, look at Captain Marvel with the fucking sword.
Yeah, whoa, cool shit. This was a cool run, and if you look, you'll see it. What they were doing was cool to let kids know. It was a crossover to the Infinity.
Yeah, which Marvel always does.
Which Marvel was doing. I think I pulled this just because she's so hot right now.
Is your phone?
I'm getting low, but we're all right.
We're good. I'll make it quick. You want me to zip through this quick?
Yeah, zip.
I got a battery pack for you.
First cable, second print.
First cable, second print. This is for somebody who wants to read it but don't want to pay
the
for
money.
it.
Yeah.
This is a Kia.
It's not
a Ferrari.
It's a 6-cylinder.
Yeah,
it's not an RT.
That's not an RT.
I don't know. That's a New Mutants.
This is a New Mutants. Anybody
annual.
out there? I remember this book having some key. I just don't remember what.
So it's New Mutants annual what? Number what?
6.
Somebody Google that real quick.
Days of Future Present. Okay. I don't know what's going on. I pulled that because I knew it had some significance.
So they recognize the cover for some reason. There's Kitty Pryde.
Kitty Pryde, one of her early solo stories by that guy named Byrne.
John Byrne, good X-Men run.
Meets the alien. From Aliens, basically. They just did a little twitch on it.
So the reason I say that is because every time we get books in and we're going through, Frank is always like, oh, Byrne X-Men. Like, those are the books he loved when he was reading. So I just quote him all the time.
Yeah, those are the books that everybody loved in the 80s. If you grew up in the 80s and you didn't like John Byrne, you didn't like comic books. Another Wolverine
Sabretooth. I got no back.
Oh, that's a cool crossover.
Very cool crossover. I can't wait to get these books in the stock. Walt Simonson drawn Teen Titans, who were on fire in the early 80s, meet the other Marvel's team. Titans was based on what Marvel was doing with the X-Men.
Sure, they brought in Young.
They brought in George Perez. Great book. Overprinted. There's tons of them. They're still doing some decent money. And then I think I pulled these, and I'm not going to go through them. It's Venom.
Just a pile of Venom books.
Pile of cool Venom books.
Yep. We got any of them Maximum Carnages? Maybe.
Yeah. I think we do.
I think we're trying to put together that run.
Speaking
of a 361.
We got a 361. I think I pulled it because it said 20 cents.
Sure.
I don't know how I feel about us even displaying the Son of Satan.
No, I don't care. It's fine.
Cool,
Dude, we're all D&D people here.
Yeah. Another Son of Satan.
Yeah.
I think.
Father, stand you back. I love that.
Okay.
There's a Black Panther.
Black Panther. He is on fire. The movie has just elevated.
They just announced the second movie too. I think
Panther went from a at best a C character to an A-lister.
How about that?
He
Wakanda forever.
He started out as the band that opened for Sabbath on the first tour, Van Halen, and ended up being
Van Halen.
He's Van Halen right now. Wonder Man early appearance, no big deal, but anything was good in those boxes. Domino Fortune.
Never heard of it in my life. Another Black Panther.
Oh, we could win a Toys R Us shopping spree.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah.
Wow.
Panther. Another. Or look at Kirby's version of Panther. It didn't work, man. It just didn't work.
No.
It was getting old.
Kirby was good at what he was good at.
This is late.
But the stuff that he wasn't.
One of Justin's favorite books. Justin, you bought this off the stand.
No, I started it like 12, 13.
Oh, so
I had to go back and get them.
Did you go back?
I had to pay $15 for that book in 1995.
From where?
From Fantasy Factory in Cardiff.
Oh, so you actively were seeking.
Oh, I was doing back issues, yeah.
Yeah. Punisher #1.
Dude, even in the 90s, early Punisher books were $15, $20.
I know. Yeah,
and they're less than that now.
Well, times are
the miniseries is tough. It's better because
the art is early. We sell these pretty good. I think we sell them $8-10, whatever they are. They move pretty good.
Depends on the condition. That is not a guaranteed price on that book. We don't know yet. We have to look at the condition.
Disclaimer. This is a Key Spidey.
Hobby.
First appearance of the Hobgoblin. This one, unfortunately, I checked. It's missing the tampon. Tampo.
What?
Tampo, not tampon.
There's like a tattoo thing in it.
Tattoo, and they call it the tampo, not tampon.
And it's much better money. It's worth more with the tampo in it. There's a couple books like that, right?
If the kid didn't pull the tampo.
Yeah, you got to pull the tampo.
You got to pull the tampo. Later, another early appearance. Guy named John Romita was kicking ass. Look at that cover.
Yeah, man.
Just kicking ass here.
It's funny. Hobby kind of reminds me of Taskmaster.
Wait till you see this cover.
I love this next cover.
This book is only worth something because a guy named Vess, who did a lot of fantasy
Hold
stuff.
that steady.
That's an awesome cover.
Yeah, CC Vess?
Hold that steady.
VESS?
Hold that steady. Wow, man. That's
he did a lot of Dragonlance type stuff.
I'm Googling him right now. I'm not familiar.
And he is awesome. That's painful.
John, we would blog or vlog. This is all you get from us, though, man, because time. Are you kidding me?
Now,
what did they mate and have babies?
It's a symbiote. It just.
We would blog and vlog if we had more time than a day, but we live this. Oh, we'd do it every day if we could.
We don't have. We're missing one of the issues, but these two over here
it's
are
the Carnage trilogy, right?
Hot as hell right now. The movie, the character.
Yeah.
There was two in here. We didn't know it. I thought
we can add that to the 4 or 5 we have already.
To the 4 or 5.
We need to pick our best one and send it.
We do. When I pulled this out of there, oh wow, look, it even says basement books.
I did that, so I remember when we put them on a voucher. Yeah. See, those are Maximum Carnages.
Yeah. What I'm gonna pull is this, and I'm gonna say, hey, Maximum Carnage run, multiple issues. It was a 1 in 12, 1 in 14, I believe. And we have the whole run here.
I don't know if we do we?
I think so. Between this and
out there, yeah. Okay.
So
yeah, when we say out there, just so you guys know, there's 3 of us. We work our best. We buy a lot, but we have probably 40 to 60 unprocessed long boxes in various parts of the store, and toy collections that we are still getting to.
I'm not going to go through every issue, but I think that
it's all the
most,
Maximum
if
Carnage,
not all of them. Multiples, by the way. I just want to number one. I mean, there's a lot of that stuff going on. Now, these were in there, which was odd, and then it made sense. I think Andrew recalled that the guy who basically had 90s stuff collected comics later on. So even though he was done selling and being a dealer, he collected some modern stuff. And I picked out the best of the best. These are
Spider-Man and Deadpool.
Spidey Deadpool, considered one of the more modern classic covers. Pretty cool. I'm going to just show you the modern stuff and let you take a look at it. I don't know what's hot, what's not. We'll have to look it up. But we're going to get to one of my favorite covers. And I got a feeling it's...
Marron.
Yeah. That's just a sexy cover, guys. Come on. Works for me. Here's another good cover. I think it's got some value. This one's got
Jesus Christ.
This one's got some condition issues.
What is...
But
what are they trying to tell young boys here?
I like it if I was 14 now, dude.
Guys, I'm going to bring in my copy of Batman.
Me too.
Yeah. Oh, you got that, huh?
Yeah,
we'll bring it in and talk about it.
Jesus God. Why is Mary Jane watching them?
She's mad. She walked in on them and she's upset. She's not watching
What kind of dream sequence is this?
And then we got some anti-venom and some cool stuff.
Wait.
So that's that. I mean, we got some modern stuff, man, and I just thought
it's a fun collection of books.
Fun collection. This will be up. I'm pretty sure this book has some value. This one's got some condition.
I'm gonna hang on to that one. So this is the stack we did recently. We went through some books. Some of these we've had. Yeah, there's another 361. First Avengers, First Silver Age Cap. But then we got stacks, man. Tales of Astonish, Silver Surfer. It's just Avengers.
Did you say First Avengers?
No, I'm sorry. First Vision, First Cap, Silver Age Cap. Infinity Gauntlet. Just stuff. Anyway, we're always doing it.
We have another box that we just got in.
We're going to keep adding to that.
How many classic Spideys did we just get in? About 100?
Yeah, half a long box of Silver Age Spideys alone.
That came in a while ago. Did you see Fine Vest?
Yeah, I'm looking at
So,
pretty cool, right?
Thank you for watching this. We do it every week. Andrew should be back next Friday. Send us some messages if you see anything you like.
Andrew will not be back next Friday.
No?
Andrew is going on vacation next week.
Oh, it's a Halloween.
It is his anniversary, I believe.
Well, we'll be back with the Fridays Without Andrew. So J. Scott Campbell did one of those, probably those Mary Jane covers.
Well, I think he's right. Because
how much is the Maximum Carnage set? William, we don't know yet. We haven't even pulled them out of these. Yeah, we got to pull them out of those old bags and boards, check the condition, and price them, as such. But it's not going to be anything crazy, I'm sure. Yeah. Just, shoot us a message and ask in the next couple of days. All right?
And we will get on it.
We will totally get on it. All right. Thank you guys for watching.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Thank you.